All right, hey everybody, welcome to my new Squidoo site, which talks about the catchy title there, I Play with Paper Dolls, which, of course, when you heard that, you probably went, well, that's really weird. I need to check that out. But I thought I'd do a little video to kind of explain a little bit more about what it means to do that. So I want to show you a few things of what that means. I do a lot of miniature wargaming, and miniature wargaming is simply having either plastic or paper figures, putting them on a board of some kind, maybe with some different pieces on there, and I'll show you that a little bit later. But initially, what it is just doing battle, much like you used to play with your little GI Joe toys or your little toy soldiers and things like that. And this is just a little more complicated version of that. So I want to start out here with showing you a little bit of the paper here, the paper dolls, as some people call them. I prefer to call them paper miniatures. And we have sheets of paper. Let me hold that out there like this. Is basically you can see has lots of different figures on there. And the one I'm going to be cutting out for you guys today and to show you is the robot here. This one right here. And we're going to show you that robot. And so I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it out for you, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. So hang tight. So I didn't want to bore you with all the me cutting out things, but let me show you now what we have here. We have our robot, and eventually it's going to look like that. And this is both front and back here. And I want to show you too also that these little cutouts come in all different themes. Here we have some superheroes, I think, right there. Lots of sites on the web that if you're interested in finding these, I have some links below there. Here's some ogres there, so if you need some ogres for anything. And I like doing the paper cutouts because there's you could always go to the store, buy plastic ones or do things like that, and I choose to do these because I like the craft aspect of it. I like to kind of work with them a little bit more, and dress them up a little bit and change them. And you can do that with plastic figures, um, but the paper ones give you a little more flexibility, I think. So let me just show you what this does here. I'm going to hold this here. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. By the way, there's what I'm using here. I'll kind of show you this way. I'm using a cutting mat here, which is about 10 bucks at your local craft store or superstore or whatever. And so I'm just going to show you exactly what this does here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Now, when you do this, when you're cutting down the middle, I'm going to cut down this line right here. And I'm going to score it. I'm not going to cut all the way through, because if you cut all the way through, you'll rip it or not rip it, but you'll separate them. So I will do a very thin thing there, and then what you can do is you take your little robot there, and you can fold him then very easily to where he becomes like that. Okay, and so I'll show you what we're going to do next here. We're going to take a quick break. Hang on, be right back. Okay, so here we are in our final stage of what we've done here. Let me show you. I have, as you can see, I have cut this and I have glued it together, and using regular old Elmer's glue, as you can see. And so we just use regular glue for that. We don't do a whole lot of that because if we did, it would make the paper very soft. And so we don't want to do that. We want to put just enough on there to get this to be sticky. Now, as you notice here, there's lots of white space, and that's fine. If you want to keep all the white on there, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. But what I chose to do was showing you another model here, I have colored, basically just using a black marker here, normal old marker, and I colored in all the different white sections there to kind of give it a little bit of a pop there. So we go ahead and we color it around, and that kind of brings it out there. The next step we do is we take these here. These are what's called bases, and we take the base here and we cut it out, and we get one of these here. And so taking the base, we go ahead and do like we did before. There are some lines here, and we score these lines to where these fold as such. You fold them together, and you would actually take this and you would put the model in there, and you put glue. Let me just show you this. When you put glue, not on everything, put glue on this section here and this section here, and then what you'll do is you will take this, you will pop that in there as so. and then it will go ahead and wedge itself in there, and it will glue, and it will put that just like that, like so. And you can go ahead and then press it down, put it all over there, and it will stay there, and then you let it dry. Okay, and once you have let it dry, you see here we have our base. It's a big base. It's about 50 millimeters, I want to say, is the base. And so as you can see, it's all done and created and colored and all that kind of good stuff. And the last thing I do to make this work and to have a really good effect on it is I'll take one of these washers, and I will take it and I will glue it, and I will usually use some quick glue here, and I will put that directly on there. And then what happens is it gives you, let me bring in another creature here. This is a little, I don't know what this is, a sand creature of some kind. Anyway, it's got it on the bottom here because it gives it a little bit of weight. And so it makes you really feel like, not only with the glue drying and things like that, it gives a very firm grip, and it gives a little bit of weight to it, so it feels like you're moving some cool things around. So that is how you put together one of these paper deals, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope maybe you'll go ahead and download and get some of the sites. Go to the sites that I've recommended, and you too can make your own paper doll, or as I like to say, miniature. And your choice today is whether you'll choose paper or plastic. As you can see, this is a plastic figure. This is Spidey. This is paper. Like I said, I like the paper because you can do a lot with it. I also like to make changes in the bases. Let me show you something I did here. Here's a little devil guy, and I took and put these flames on the base that didn't come with it, and as you can see, it has the effect, a little 3D effect going there, and it looks kind of cool when you do that. So, like I said, I hope you've learned something. I understand this is a little bit of weirdness here to do this, but I enjoy it. I enjoy just using my hands. I enjoy the projects. I enjoy the games we play when we do play them. And I have a list under there of some of the miniature games. If you're ever into miniature games, this is a great hobby, great thing to do with your kids, great thing to do with other adults if they're into that. But I hope you've enjoyed the process, and hopefully you'll get into it and get weird like me and enjoy playing with paper dolls. Thank you very much.